I want to introduce you to a employee we just bought. Hey, why don't you come on in here, P39?
What kind of stuff do you do?
Well, okay. It sounds like government procurement is a robot's job. You may want to start packing your things.
Hey, Mitch, the reason I called you in here is because unfortunately we're going to have to let you go. Hey, P39. I just talked to Phil. We've got a real problem.
Yes, my analytics tell me that you have a lot of problems. Approximately 3,400.
All right, but I'm talking about procurement problems. There's an issue out in the field right now based on a decision that you made.
My decision was based on the data.
Is it possible that maybe our data was wrong? I know maybe some of the older government data is outdated, but right now we need to work on getting a solution for Phil out in the field.
I am designed to provide output based on data. I am an RPA robot and am not capable of making creative or critical thinking decisions.
I am really starting to dislike that robot.
This is a continuation of last week's video where we talk about the first 2 skills to be a procurement champion. So check that out if you haven't. So in this video, we're going to pick it back up with number 3, engage your critical thinking skills. In his book on the history of government contracting, James Nagle provides a really interesting description of the devolution of contracting officers' responsibility. Now, way back, there used to be a lot of discretion the COs would have. They would basically create the terms and conditions. They'd have a lot of flexibility and discretion to really run the contracts how they see fit. Now, what we see today for COs seems to be the opposite. The government has grown since the 1800s. We're spending way more money. There's a lot more of a need to ensure that we're executing the fiduciary duty that we have towards taxpayers. And what that means is we have less discretion and more rules to follow. Now, this could be discouraging for a lot of COs, and sometimes it seems like the sole job of a contracting officer or a contract specialist is to color within the lines, follow all the rules, and just do as they're told. So where does that leave acquisition professionals today? What is the significance of a contracting officer warrant? Do you really have very little flexibility? Does your responsibility toward the taxpayer prevent you from exercising innovative solutions? Absolutely not. So your next skill is to unlock the insightful, analytical, human side of your mind, not the mechanical, matrix-driven, rule-compliance side that technology may end up replacing. So how do you do this? Well, it requires you to be a big-picture thinker. You want to find out the why behind the rules. What's the real purpose of the Ability One program, for example? Like, what are we really trying to do here? Here's 3 reasons why it's great for you to understand the why behind procurement rules. Now, the first is that when you begin to understand why rules exist, you can explain them to customers. Now, a requirements official or a program manager may not appreciate a lot of the rules, but if you can explain the meaning behind them, not only will it increase their understanding, but it will start setting you up as a business advisor for them. They're going to want to start bringing you in more to explain more things. That's going to take you away from the appearance of being a paper pusher, a contracting officer that's just there to give him forms, more into this idea of you being a business advisor. Now, the second advantage of building up this critical thinking mind is that it really helps you connect your job with current events in more meaningful ways. Now, you work in a career field where you should really understand the relevance, significance of an impact of what you do. You should understand the power of the purse and the fact that you are part of a system that is the world's largest buyer, the U.S. federal government. You want to start making these connections and align what you do with current events. Now, by the way, this is also upper-level procurement thinking. This is setting you up as management material. Now, the third and final advantage of critical thinking is it's going to help you start finding your own ways to cut through that red tape. Now, when you start thinking about the point of certain laws, then you'll help maybe your organization or your office figure out better ways to maybe accomplish the meaning behind that law. Maybe changing local policies that maybe clumsily tried to apply those laws. You're going to create real transformational change in your office. Now remember, as a procurement champion, you're not just a rule follower, you're a rule master. And your mastering of the rules will help you transform your organization. Now let's check back on our poor contracting officer friend, Mitch. He just got fired. I don't think he's doing well.
After 15 years, I had become worthless. Procurement humans can't compete with machines. But maybe I've been building the wrong skills. P39 is terrible with people. He doesn't care about the mission. He doesn't think outside the box. And his business advice is often incorrect or biased. Maybe I can be a new kind of professional. Maybe there's a role for human beings to lead the procurement renaissance.
Skill number 4, be mission focused. Now this is the main skill that's really going to help you build good relationships with government professionals outside your contracting office. The requirement owner, the customer, the end users. Seeing the forest for the trees, where the forest is the mission and the trees are all these different team members, these areas of expertise. Now, one tree can be your area, contracting, but there's going to be other trees that you may not know as much about. That's part of the whole team. Security trees, testing and evaluation trees, end user trees, law trees. And this is the beauty of working in an integrated product team where everybody is mission focused. Everyone has that understanding of what we're all trying to do together. When you start learning what everyone else's areas of expertise are and you're starting to understand that, it will make your job better. It'll help you put better terms and conditions in your contracts about security and intellectual property. You'll not only be a more well-rounded professional, but you'll be able to most effectively impart your own expertise on a balanced team. Now this all starts with your own dedication to the mission. Here's what you need to do. You need to go and find your mission online, print it out, memorize it, and put it up wherever you work. You need to understand and know really well what you're trying to do. Another way you can do this is when you talk to people about what you do for a living, don't say that you're a contracting officer or you're in contracting or procurement. Say what your mission is. So instead of saying, oh, I do contracting for the VA, say, oh yeah, actually I help modernize the VA by providing emerging technology that'll really help those veterans get better benefits. That's your mission. That's what you really are trying to do. And even though your expertise is contracting, what you're really ultimately trying to do is contribute to a team to accomplish that overall mission. It's easy to lose sight of the mission because we have so many rules we have to keep up with. So don't beat yourself up too hard if you maybe don't even know your mission, but you need to know your mission if you're going to contribute to a larger effort. And again, this is management material. It's upper level procurement thinking. It's going to set you up for those promotions. Skill number 5, last and final skill. You need to be able to adapt. Now, if you're building up these other 4 skills, your knowledge is growing, your human skills are growing, you've got the critical thinking mindset, and you're mission focused, you're really not going to be afraid of anything that comes your way. You'll be resilient. You'll be able to adapt to things that may change your whole environment. Now, first, let's talk about things that can change your job. So you do want to seek opportunities for job growth. Could be that you find yourself in an office that you may outgrow in terms of your experience. Now, this is really important when we're talking about adapting and job opportunities. A procurement champion does not focus on their job so much that they're sacrificing their personal life, their family, their mental and physical health. You have to have a healthy physical, mental, and personal life in order for you to be a true asset to your organization. But you really need to take the time to plan for those new opportunities, regardless of the situation that you're in. Are you a single mother? Are you a father of 6 kids that all need to go to school? Are you a young grad with very adventurous and will go anywhere? Doesn't matter who you are, you can be a procurement champion. You just need to plan around your environment. So the last area in which you'll really be able to adapt to, that the first 4 skills will really equip you for, is adapting to new technology, new processes. When you have the critical thinking mindset, the mission focus, you're going to want to embrace any new technology, process, contract type like OTs that'll make your job better, easier, but more importantly for you as a procurement champion, that's going to make you succeed in the mission more, that's going to help your end users more, that's going to help your customer get a more timely, best value service. Now, let's go back to our story.
Farsburg, has your office figured this out yet? I'm getting calls from the SES. We're at critical mission failure here.
Don't you care? Listen to Phil. We need help.
Did somebody say help?
Hey, Phil. Hey. No, the data's all messed up on that. Yeah. No, it's old data. It's a long story I'll tell you about later. What do you need? All right. Let me talk to Natasha about that. She owes me one, so maybe we can work this out. What's the situation? Okay. All right. No, that sounds good.